It's 6:01. I'm calling the meeting to order. I don't have an American flag. I'm sorry. There's no American flag. I can't see one in the corner.
See one in the corner? Do you want me to move it?
I don't actually.
Are you guys online now?
I called the meeting to order, and we're going to be saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Mary Ann, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation.
nation under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all.
Thanks. I don't mean to insult the flag. That was kind of like a cumbersome pledge, but we'll have to do better on this one. I thought we were going to have someone call in, but that's
right.
not in yet. But regardless, I'm looking for a motion. If everyone's had a chance to review the April 6th meeting minutes.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as written.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Oh crap! So anyway, John Randlett.
What was the motion?
John Randlett.
Meeting minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
I made the motion. Mary Ann Barnsley seconded it. Now I'll take your pleasure, Zach.
Aye.
Okay, John.
Aye.
Mary Ann.
Aye.
Neil.
How do you vote, Neil?
Aye.
Okay, Bill. Aye. The minutes are passed. All right, the select board will meet on the following dates. We'll have regular meetings on April 27th and May 11th, and they'll be at 6 p.m. And work sessions for those meetings will be prior to it, and we'll start at 5 o'clock. All the meetings will be in the town hall unless otherwise posted on our Facebook page. Don't only kidding. Citizens wishing to be listed on the select board's agenda should notify the town hall before 12 p.m. the Friday before the scheduled meeting. And we've kind of got a lean meeting, but there are several appointments that we'll be reviewing and looking for a motion. And the first is Lisa Donor. And she wrote, "Dear Office of the Select Board, this letter is to request renewal of my appointment to serve on the Plymouth Conservation Commission as a full member and to continue as chair if the board so votes at our next meeting." And I'm looking for a motion for Lisa.
I make a motion that we reappoint Lisa Donor.
All right, John Redlett made a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thanks, Mary Ann. And all those in favor, oh, actually, Zach, what's your pleasure?
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Mary Ann,
Aye.
Neil,
Aye.
and Bill, aye. Lisa, you're reappointed. Congratulations. The second is from Gigi Estes, and she wrote, "Dear members of the Select Board, this letter is to request renewal of my appointment to serve on the Plymouth Conservation Commission as a full member. I first became a member of the Plymouth Conservation Commission in 1986. I have enjoyed working on behalf of the town of Plymouth, keeping our town and surrounding area healthy and beautiful. And I am proud of what we have accomplished. I'm looking forward to continuing to serve." Is there a motion for Gigi?
I make a motion that we reappoint her.
All right, John Randlett made a motion to reappoint Gigi Estes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Zach. Now, Neil, what's your pleasure? There's got to be a better way to say that. Neil?
I don't have any question.
How do you vote?
Yeah, there you go.
On Gigi?
Yes.
Yep.
Aye.
Okay. Mary Ann, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
John,
Aye.
Zach,
Aye.
Bill, aye. Congratulations, Easy, and congratulations on your continued service for, man, how many years?
Is that
34.
34?
Yeah, 34. What's that? Yeah. Last but not least, dear Plymouth Select Board, I have served on the Plymouth Planning Board for a little over 2 years now. My term is up in April, and it would be my pleasure to continue to serve the town of Plymouth. Thanks for your consideration. Sincerely yours, Bonnie Sears. Is there a motion to reappoint Bonnie to the Plymouth Planning Board?
I make a motion, we reappoint Bonnie Sears to the Plymouth Planning Board.
I'll second that.
All right, Mary Ann moved it. John Randlett seconded it. John, what's your vote?
Aye.
Mary Ann,
Aye.
Zach,
Aye.
Neil,
Aye.
Bill, aye. Congratulations, Bonnie. And thank you for your service.
The appointment papers will be in your signature file for signatures tomorrow.
Thank you, Kathy. And as you know, we've got several other things to sign as well, so I guess we're overdue.
Right.
Man.
Oh.
At
Did
this
Grace
point-
call in?
No, not yet, or no. Well, how about we go to Health and Emergency Management update? Paul Freitas and Brian Murphy.
I'll wait for that call. Kathy's got a call coming in,
From Sheldon,
probably. All set?
Sheldon Cooper. Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Chair. I'll just start off by saying this is my last week. I've been working with Brian since the middle of the past week and getting Brian up to speed and where the town's at. I feel the town's in a real good position right now. I think the town has done the right things in many areas and looking fairly well. It could all fall apart a week from now. But as of right now, it's looking pretty good. When we met last Monday, I think we've done as good as we could to improve a little bit. We haven't gone downhill. And truly, I'm not going to let Brian speak now, but just like to thank all of you for being able to come back and help as much as I could, and wish you well going forward.
Thank you very much, Paul. And also, I appreciate seeing orange ribbons, popping up around town, and also the cannon looks great. So, thank you for that.
Welcome.
All right, Mr. Chair, to continue what Paul was saying, I'm sorry, about the microphone, to continue what Paul was saying. We've been looking for the light at the end of the tunnel here, knowing that this isn't going to last forever. So provisionally, and in keeping with any guidelines coming down from the state or the federal government concerning health, all the separations, everything else, the latest that we had heard from the governor was May 5th, looking to reopen. We took that with a grain of salt. We understand the situation is evolving even as we speak. But we said, okay, let's just plan it. May 5th is the day. So what are we going to do? Well, internally, we were looking to reopen the town hall at least for 3 days a week, have all staff back in place on a 40-hour-a-week basis. We would be restricting access to the building following the social guidelines, the spacing. We will put up sneeze guards, plexiglass across all of the counter openings, and we will be limiting the number of people that can go into any particular office depending on the square footage. So think of it this way: you'll have somebody at the clerk's counter, somebody standing just outside the open door, another person stationed in the foyer, and the last to the party being out on the front steps. Everybody exits through either the Court Street door, or if they need to use the elevator, that would still be available both for ingress and egress, but we'd like to limit it to those who actually need it. That way there'll be as much limited contact with the public between themselves and with the personnel here. And I guess the only thing is we would just have to kind of keep an eye on crowding if the folks don't self-enforce. But that would probably be just the first day. I think people are leery enough at this stage of the game, those that are taking this seriously, that they will abide by the guidelines, probably longer than they're asked to. I know I feel that way myself. But that's just the general outline of a plan. Probably the public hours would be restricted not only by days, but also say 6 hours a day. Depends on the amount of business, of course, and it also, I mean, all of this is out the window with an email from the governor tomorrow morning. So, but we have the bones of the plan, and it's just a matter of adjusting dates and numbers and some of the other cautions in that letter. Both the health officer and I have looked at it. Kathy vetted the entire thing, and going forward, that's what we're shooting for. So. Public access to town hall should be available on the 5th of May, pending further developments.
Okay, thanks, Brian. You said plexiglass. Is
Yes.
that going to replace the saran wrap or what?
Well, I had some window insulation at the house that I put over the front at the Board of Selectmen's counter just to see how it worked. It works fine as an air barrier. It's probably not that durable. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we have wood trim around everything, and I know what the stain is, so I can fill any holes after we take the plexiglass down. But it would just be a shield with a pass-through underneath, and expecting people to wash their hands and not blow underneath the thing, and vice versa. And because we never know what size package is coming through the door. Especially, people will come with a big pile of stuff and try and hand it to you. We're probably not going to go with just the little window, but a continuous, and this would be at the lowest cost, for an interim thing here. If it turns out that that's going to be the wave of the future, we can look at that with a more durable type of plastic in the future and a permanent installation.
Right. Okay. Anyone have any comments or concerns?
So is there anything else that we have to do so let's say May 5th is the date. Is there anything else other than town hall that the town would need to do? I can't think of anything, but just a question.
Most of the other departments aren't public access departments except for recycling. I know that PD they've been isolating themselves just from a security measure, and it happens to also fall into line with the health guidelines as far as having airlocks and restricted access doorways. I think mostly it's just mindfulness. If we just hammer the message to stay back and don't breathe within the confines, I don't think there'll be a problem. Limited contact, and we do have person-to-person comment, and it came up earlier as far as feedback in the discussion. People look forward to that here. Mostly the other departments are affected only that there's not as much hanging out at recycling, because it is the place to be. But that's more on the public side of the ledger than it is on the town side of the ledger. Most of the face-to-face contact with town employees happens within this building, because we are running actually 3 different entities of the town here. So the registrants come in, the taxpayers come in, and the folks that are seeking our help come in. So there's 3 different populations.
Hey, we just are joined by, I guess, 4424. Is that you, Grace?
Most of the face-to-face contact with
Well, Grace, is that you?
the
They're
library.
wide open.
I've got a couple too. I've got a couple of things too.
What's
Oh.
that?
Grace, is that you?
Yeah, it is.
You have your TV
Should I
on?
be Well, I thought I was streaming tonight's meeting, but apparently I'm not.
No, you're in on your phone.
Okay, got it.
And if you have it on the TV, it's like 30 seconds delayed.
Thank you, Bill. Should I mute my phone?
Nope, you don't have to mute your phone, but just, and actually I don't hear it in the TV anymore, so I guess you turn that down or something, so.
Sorry about that.
And now we're in the midst of listening to the emergency management director and the future emergency management director, and so there's a couple more points that I guess Paul's going to make, and then maybe we can bring you on. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Back into regards to your question, Mary Ann, there are other things. There are a lot of other things that we have to do now and directives that change daily that do affect the other departments, not really the public. Highway department individuals riding in the same vehicle, that has to change, and how we handled that in the past. All the employees having their temperature taken every morning when they arrive at work. That'll be done in all the departments. Staying away from the public, for instance, at the recycling centers, we can still get rid of your trash and stuff like that, but that's why the office door is locked. It's not that the employee doesn't want to come out and help the public. We're just following the directives. And with that said, I just want everybody to understand these directives are passed down to us, and we try to do the best we can. Like here at the town hall, it's not directed at anybody or any individual or any department in the town. It's what's being suggested to us, and the best thing we can do is follow what's being passed on to us, because they're receiving this from somebody above them. And eventually it's coming from some doctor that knows a lot more than any of us put together, suggesting these things to do. I think Plymouth is doing as well as it is doing because we've been listening to what we were told. It's the distancing that has saved Plymouth right now, and I think it has to continue. And all of these things equal continuing in that direction. The one way coming into town hall and the one way going out. No different when we've talked to Hannaford and other stores, and they're practicing the same thing. All passed down to us, and we're passing it out to the departments and the other businesses in town. The thermometer, that's just, one of the key signs is whether you're having a fever of any level. So it's not bad to just have the temperature checked every morning when you come into work. And should anybody show a sign of even a small fever, they have to be sent home. And then they'll be monitored just like we've done from day one, whether it's a cold or the flu. I still anticipate out of 72 employees, somebody's probably going to have a fever just from a cold. And so we will come across that, and that we know how to handle that. We're in contact with Health Trust, our insurance company, and we're following all those directives. Just keep it safe. We still have small assemblies in town. Police department is still trying to break up those small gatherings. And again, it's nothing that we want to do. It's nothing that we like to do. We didn't like shutting down a skateboard park, didn't want to shut down a skateboard park. But we don't want to fail in one little corner that's going to affect the whole community going forward. We can do this. You can do it as a community. You've been doing a great job as a community. Just keep it going. Were there any other restrictions, Kathy, that you remember? And truly the contact across the counter. I wouldn't invest as a town, and I am leaving, but I wouldn't invest a lot of money in any of these things. They're going to change again. Brian, even though he's putting up plexiglass, it's nothing that can't be taken down and done another way. But to go out and buy fancy tops and change everything, it's got to require a little bit of patience, doing the best we can, a little bit of inconvenience, standing 6 feet apart. It's not a big hallway. Before you know it, you get a day like today where it was pouring out. Yeah, eventually you're going to end up on the steps or something. But I do know that going forward, there'll be a time that everybody gets to weigh in on this and how we can do it different and how can we accommodate 20 people showing up to town hall at the same time. There will be a way figured out. Now, whether it's by your last name, and I'm just saying that, you haven't gotten that directive, but somebody will figure out something. It'll change again. It'll be modified. Nothing's permanent. And again, even the directives that Brian and I just received today, they're still fluid. Concord hasn't figured out how they're going to tell us to do it yet. So we're doing the best we can because we've been given that walking order that, come May 4th, May 5th, we want you to start thinking about being ready. I would not be surprised if May 4th or May 5th got extended another 15 days. However, right now we're supposed to be ready for it.
And Mr. Chair, if I could amplify something Paul reminded me of, it goes back to Marianne's question. What I was discussing is only for town hall. Obviously, the other big public presence is Pease Library, though the manager up there is going to have to follow the same health guidelines. The setups are a little bit different. We'll help them where we can, but essentially, if she can't make the building compliant to her satisfaction, she also has the opportunity to continue barring the public from coming there. I haven't spoken to the folks up there since I returned some books through the drop-off, and I really need to get back. So that's one that I'm looking forward to myself. But at this point in time, we'll have probably, because of the wide openness of the library and the huge mix of populations that they have coming through there, their measures are going to be markedly different than what we have here at Town Hall.
I think we might have lost the chair.
We lost Bill.
He did.
Okay.
All right.
Marianne, I think
Take over.
People come and go so quickly here.
Marianne,
Maybe Andrew took him out of the meeting.
you're the chairman.
Oh, shit.
Marianne, here comes
Vote
the
to
football.
adjourn.
Grace
I think-
Garvey still on the line?
I am.
Okay. What'd you do with Bill?
I wish I could take responsibility for that, but I cannot.
We were going to say thank you.
Maybe he'll call back in. I'm not really sure.
Is that just because he wouldn't beat Grace?
What's that?
I said, is that just because Bill wouldn't let you speak?
Exactly. I deleted him.
It's your turn next.
Woo.
So
And I wish I had more to talk about. Why we asked to be on the agenda was that there were some local residents who wanted to reinitiate or reconvene the Energy Commission.
reconvene.
Reconvene. Did I say recommission? I did. And the reason I'm thinking recommission is because I think just about everybody who was on the PEC when we stopped all our activities, I think all of our membership has expired. So I didn't know if it had to be recommissioned. So maybe that's why I said that. But we're having trouble finding enough active members, particularly enough people who want to be active members on the Plymouth Energy Commission, particularly right now, because just the state of the world has caused a lot of people to have to do business in different ways, and I think people are feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
So I don't really have anything to report, but I felt that I should stay on the agenda and maybe I could get the sense from the select board if, sometime this summer, if the select board would like to see us reconvene.
Hey, I just,
Kathy,
Yes, Neil.
do you think that the former members of the Energy Commission could submit a letter asking to be reappointed?
Well, we
Grace?
developed a letter. But the point is, we have a draft letter to the select board. But the point is, right now we don't really have enough active members. So there's really only myself, Lad Rain, and Maggie Mumford. And I don't think 3 members are enough. I believe we have to have at least 5
Right.
based on the bylaws.
Well, maybe we should put it on the website.
Yeah, we can put it on the website and advertise for you.
That is an excellent idea. Thank you. Yeah, we've been canvassing all the people we know that would be great. That would be so exciting.
That was Neil's suggestion. So thank Neil.
Thank you, Neil.
I don't need any credit.
Oh, take it anyway.
I give credit where
I don't know
credit's
where
due.
it came from, but yeah, that would be great.
Grace,
And I
maybe
suppose,
the editor?
go ahead.
I'm sorry, maybe a letter to the editor as well? I know we did that for the planning board.
Okay. Do you have a copy of that letter so I could just get a sense of how you guys put it together? Or maybe I could just look in the...
No, Bonnie Sears did it. I can certainly reach out to Bonnie Sears.
That'd be great.
Sure.
Okay.
Bill says he got booted out, so I don't
Yeah,
know if that is from us or
theoretically I'm
from-
back.
Okay,
You're back?
Yeah,
you're back.
I am.
I was just about to take the reins, Bill.
Go for it. No. I don't want to hold you back.
Bill, you've got to put on your camera.
So what did I miss? I missed the,
Energy Commission update,
yeah.
which there isn't an Energy Commission at this time. So we're going to advertise for them. Looking for new members.
Yeah, okay. All right. And unfortunately,
Okay.
if you're looking for board members, because ultimately I'll have like a board member assigned to, the commission anyway, but I mean, I'd volunteer unless somebody already
That
has.
would make 4, Grace.
I think Neil had already...
No,
did I hear, Neil, that
Oh,
you
never
had
mind.
already beat... I don't
Right.
care.
You still need 5, right? So,
I do.
Well, I could be the select board rep.
yeah, that's Bill.
No, well, no, if Neil wants to be that, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
What?
Neil did ask, yes.
But I don't think they're voting members, right? The select board rep, are they?
Yes.
And Kathy, maybe
Normally,
you know.
yes.
Yes, they can,
No, it's only the
Oh,
planning
okay.
board.
but they're not.
Okay, well, so if I get my hands on that letter that Bonnie put together, and then I could just jerry-rig it for the PEC and get it into the editor, maybe that between that and putting it on the website, we can find a couple more members. That would be great.
Okay,
And then we'll come back to the select board once we have enough people.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Well, thanks,
Thank
Grace.
you.
Yeah.
Signing off.
Hey, I got a technical question. All right, thank
Nice
you.
blotter, Bill.
Is that his blotter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know where that's, oh, okay, I think the camera is like reversed.
Yeah,
Is this like an iPad or something, maybe?
It is. Well, no, it's Microsoft, Surface
Oh,
Pro.
it's Surface.
Yeah. All righty. Where the frig is where the heck is the, ugh. Now, in any event, you can stare at my iPad, I guess, or at least my blotter. Oh, here we go. What the?
static too.
Yeah, like it's frozen.
All right, so let's continue. I'll play around with this. In fact, I probably should leave the meeting again and come back in. But we have, I guess committee reports. Do we have any committee reports?
I can
On
give a
Randlett,
brief
no.
one. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't
Well,
have
John,
any.
unless- Okay, Zach?
So the school board met last week while we were in our session. So I don't have like a firsthand report from what happened there, but just a couple quick things to note from the school. One, they announced their new principal, that they were doing a search for a new principal. So Tonya Orlando has been named the principal of Plymouth Elementary School. You can read about her on the SAU website. She's been in the art community for a long time. She has, I think, a daughter in 8th grade. She's she's a great candidate, been on the school board for a lot of years. So that's one thing. Also, the school announced that they canceled their April vacation in order to shorten their school year. So they're continuing their remote learning through what would have been normally their April vacation, and now will just be a regular week. And they'll be able to end school a week earlier because of it. And then the other announcement is that they're moving to a 4-day schedule on their remote learning, where the middle day will be sort of a catch-up, prep, helping students sort of day, but no new course materials on Wednesdays. The schedule will be a Monday, Tuesday, prep day in the middle, and then a Thursday, Friday back to online learning. So a few updates from the school.
So Zach, Tonya was named the principal, or she's the interim principal, or what?
So the announcement says she was named the principal. So I think it says the Plymouth School Board accepted and approved the nomination of Tonya Orlando as the new PES principal for the 2021 school year.
Well, congratulations to Tonya. That's great. All right, thanks. Any other committee reports? Okay. So in that case, unless there's no other reason to go into a non-public session, is there a motion?
Bill, what are the next steps from the conversation we had earlier?
The one that we can't talk about? Or
Yes. Is there anything that needs to be done on that, or is it just is what it is?
No, I think it is what it is, and we'll be briefed by the town manager, who will, we'll work through next steps, and then.
So we should expect an update from Kathy if we're needed for more on that.
Yeah, and we won't meet again to make any kind of decision until our next meeting.
Great.
You're talking about the Facebook, right? No. All right. In that case, is there any other discussion, or is any members of the public wish to speak? No? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion?
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
That shows reluctance to second. Okay, well, David, John made the motion. Marianne seconded adjournment. How do you vote, Marianne?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Zach? John?
Aye.
And Bill, aye. Meeting is adjourned.